Alright. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Late Night Rant. It's not really late at night in here, more like late evening, but I have some time right now and I would like to share my thoughts on the new BEHRINGER NEUTRON. Let's get right into it. So why is BEHRINGER NEUTRON such a big deal? Well, it's made a lot of noise with a smart marketing campaign, an amazing price points and some really killer demos online. What's also very important about the Neutron is that it's a new original instrument from BEHRINGER. We have already seen the DeepMind 12 and a smaller DeepMind 6 and in my opinion they were amazing, but we have also seen a Model D clone that's been delayed and people have been pretty upset about that. What I'm mostly excited about is that this instrument was created by the same team that built the DeepMind 12. You can check my short review of the DeepMind 12 right here, and I went on record saying that it's an amazing synthesizer and I really loved it. So what do I think about the Neutron? First of all, I really like the form factor. I like the fact that it's a desktop synthesizer. That's very important for me because I cannot really accommodate a keyboard synthesizer in here. But also I really agree with Nick Bad from Sonic State on that it's a good idea to have the patch bay on one side, because then you have all the cables on one side and you can still manipulate the knobs however you want. I actually have the No-Coast in the studio right now and it's an amazing synthesizer, but I have to admit that having those cables in the way of the knobs sometimes can be problematic, especially in a live situation. I haven't personally had the opportunity to test the Neutron, but based on the YouTube demos that I heard, it sounds big. And this especially pertains to the oscillators. I was saying that I have a pretty good ear when it comes to oscillator quality, maybe because my first synthesizer was the Slim Phatty. And for me, the Slim Phatty and the Moog oscillators are really a benchmark when it comes to oscillator sound. By comparison, Korg oscillators or my Analog 4 don't have this heft to them and this like sheer massive quality that the Moog has. And I think it comes down to how strong the fundamental is in the oscillator and also what harmonics are selected to go with the fundamental. I'm actually really looking forward to comparing the Neutron to my Slim Phatty because I really think that there are a lot of parallels between the two instruments. And I realize that in some circles it could be considered a blasphemy to compare a Moog to a BEHRINGER. I'm waiting for the Moog police to come right over. One immediate parallel that I noticed was that the waveforms in the oscillators were all continuously variable, which is similar to my Slim Phatty. And I actually love this functionality because it gives you a lot of possibilities for modulation and interesting, rich sounds. And what's cool about the Neutron is that you can actually also deactivate it and have stepping, which can also be modulated. Pretty interesting. Well, then talking about the filters, then is when the comparisons really stop, because the filter on the Moog is just a class of its own, and I don't think that the filter on the BEHRINGER can compete. But I'm actually very curious to run the Neutron through my Slim Phatty filter. It could be an interesting experiment. What also interested me about the Neutron were the envelopes. They sounded extremely snappy and sounded like a perfect instrument to make drum sounds with. I would actually love the challenge of creating an entire drum kit on the Neutron. And I'm pretty sure that this could be achieved from just one Neutron using the Analog 4 and its CV controls. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the Neutron and trying that. Someone might complain that there's only one LFO, but for me that's not a big deal because I have the Analog 4 and I can run multiple LFOs using CV outputs. And also if you think about that, the Slim Phatty also has only one LFO. And then obviously there's the patch bay, which really opens the synthesizer up. And I don't have enough experience with modular gear to be able to tell just by looking at it what the options are, but I'm really looking forward to experimenting in the near future. And then goes the price point. They say it's 300 USD. That would be a revolution bigger than the Volca keys, really. That would put an analog 2-oscillator semi-modular synthesizer within the price range that's available to almost anyone. If they can really live up to that price point, that would be amazing, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get one as soon as possible. And I'm already really excited about the options and possibilities that it will open up in my setup. Right now I'm really thinking about buying the No-Coast, which is an amazing synthesizer, and then if I pair the No-Coast with the Analog 4, and the Neutron, it could be a really powerful semi-modular setup. And then once I get those, I would really consider getting a Moog DFAM to really complement this semi-modular setup with some drum sounds. And when it comes to the video that I'm planning to do with the Neutron, I already mentioned that I'm thinking about doing a comparison between the Neutron and the Slim Phatty. Another video could be controlling the Neutron with the Analog 4, which could really open up a lot of possibilities, especially with trig conditions. And then maybe a pairing between the Neutron and the No Coast without an external sequencer, just using internal patching to create sounds. That could be interesting. Alright, so that's it for this short episode of Late Night Rant. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Neutron. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to catch more tutorials, more jams, and more opinions. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night and take care.